The final patch of Smite Season 9 brings some epic skins, a brand new adventure, some spicy balance changes, and more. Let's jump in. First up, the skins. For this patch we have new skins for Loki, Jormungandr, Charybdis, Ishtar, Poseidon, and Thanatos in the main 9.12 patch, with bonus update 1 bringing Daji, Hercules, and Kabrakan skins, and that will be on December 27th. And finally, bonus update 2 on January 10th brings Vulcan, Apwash, and Kepri skins. A major part of 9.12 is the new PvEVP adventure mode, Odin's Onslaught. This mode consists of 5 teams of 2 fighting on a huge scale map in order to acquire gold by killing jungle camps, enemy players, and the main boss of the mode, Needhogger, who will drop trophies in the form of skulls and scales that you can carry to fountains to trade in for huge amounts of gold. First team to reach 35,000 gold wins the match. If you want a more in-depth look at Odin's Onslaught, check out my dedicated video on the topic, I'll link that below. 9.12 Smite Night is a little different than usual. Every week will be the new adventure instead of different game modes, but each week will have different rewards you can earn for playing the adventure on Saturdays each week. To be clear, the adventure isn't only available on Smite Night, it's just on Smite Night you can get special rewards for playing the adventure on that time. Unlimited Ranked Conquest is a unique queue active only for the first week of 9.12 from December 13th to 20th, so that will be the week starting today if you're watching this video as it goes live. This queue is Ranked Conquest but allows parties of any size, including full 5-man pre-mates, and will inherit your current rank from regular Ranked Conquest. Ranked Jousts will be disabled for this week, and the queue for this mode will only pop 3 times a day, at 10 AM, 6 PM, and 2 AM Eastern Time. So make sure you have your large party ready to go at specifically those times, because if you miss the queue, you're going to be waiting like another 8 hours to actually be able to find one. In the final patch before the World Championships, a few targeted but small balance changes have been made to make the meta a bit more stable for the biggest pro event of the year. All god changes made in this patch except one were buffs. First up, Anher's Leap now reduces in cooldown as you rank it up, so pretty nice for him there. Alquang's 3 had its mana cost and cooldown slightly reduced. Kukulkan got base damage increases on his 1 in both forms, as well as his ultimate in normal form. Hebo got a small base stat increase. Hindalia gets extra base damage on his 1 at early ranks, but it remains the same at max rank. Yorm gets reduced cooldowns on both his 1 and his 2 by 1 second. Maui gets the biggest buffs of the update with a base damage, range, and charge time upgrade on his 1, as well as shifted movement speed on his 2 to be more early on but less later, as well as 10 more protections on his 2 at all ranks, which is a pretty big deal, especially in the early game. These buffs are substantial, and I feel we may start seeing quite a bit more Maui, and maybe he'll even show up at Worlds. Neith gets a cooldown decrease to her 2, and her 3 now reliably goes over all player-made walls. Tiamat gets more base damage per shot on her flying stance 1 in the late game, but there's no change at level 1 here. Tsukuyomi's 2 gets an increase in both base damage and scaling on the final hit. Ymir gets a shift to his wall to make it last longer early game but shorter late game, while having a shorter cooldown early game but longer late game. So it's really a shift in the way you're going to be using Ymir's wall, so it's not quite as oppressive in the late game, and it's a little better in the early game. And finally, the one nerf for this patch was Ishtar's 1 going from 9 seconds to 10 seconds in cooldown, and slightly decreased the scaling on Stormshot as well. Guess they realized the buff for this ability a couple of patches ago was definitely unnecessary. Moving on to items, we have, well, just one change actually. As I mentioned before going into Worlds, they don't want to change a bunch of stuff to like flip the meta on its head right before the biggest pro event of the year, as it would ruin the prep, theory crafting, and scrim practice that all the pros have put in for Worlds and stuff like that. So they've only done one item change here, and that is Mannequin Scepter getting its damage to gods halved. This is in order to discourage basic attacking warrior jungle picks like Osiris and Erlangshem from dominating the role at the World Championships. But that's all we have for patch 9.12 in 4 minutes. Bit of a shorter patch here for reasons I just mentioned, but next time I'm reviewing a patch, it's going to be for Season 10, so that should be pretty exciting. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my coverage of all the new season, and I will catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.